welcome to my channel, and today I am going to be doing this week's Top 5 Wednesday, which are your top 5 future classics. Now for this I could only think of 4, so I'm just going to go forward and do a top 4 Wednesday. Now the first future classic would be the Hunger Games series by Suzanne Collins, so that includes Catching Fire and Mockingjay. So I think this will be a future classic just because I think it is so relevant, and I think it's a story that just says a lot. If you don't know, this follows Katniss Everdeen, who lives in a dystopian world where every year teenagers from the districts are chosen and they basically have to fight to the death. I think this will probably happen in the future. It's probably a bit like the modern day 1984, but instead of it being Big Brother watches all, it's a government that is basically controlling everyone by making their youngsters fight, and you never know who it's going to be. So I think this will definitely go down as a classic. Probably the first book more than the other two, just because this has the original Hunger Games in. But I think Mockingjay, where is it? There you go. This will probably go down as a classic as well, just because it's got the whole rebellion, young girl leading the rebellion, and the poorer people coming up and taking over the corrupt government. The next future classic is Neverwinter by Neil Gaiman. I think every time I mention this book I say I think it's going to be a future classic. Neil Gaiman manages to create a fantasy out of reality. This whole book is set in London below, and it's basically London but with bits of fantasy popped in. So like Angel Islington, the town is actually an angel and stuff like that. And I think that will really make it go down in history. And also when you get illustrated books like this one, it just adds even more to it. And I think Neil Gaiman is the kind of writer where his books will be remembered. The next one is a children's book, which I already class as a classic, but I don't think everyone does, and that's the BFG by Roald Dahl. Personally, I think every book Roald Dahl does should be deemed a classic children's novel. So you've obviously got the popular ones like the BFG, Matilda, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, The Twits, The Witches, which is my favourite one. I think he's just a classic children's writer, and I think every child should start reading his books. I know he was the first author I ever read, and he's just so good at creating these worlds, whether it's a big friendly giant who gives people dreams, or a chocolatier who just makes these wacky chocolates that every child will dream of, or a girl who loves reading and has these magical powers and can take over the school and make Miss Trunchbull's life hell. But I think Roald Dahl, especially the BFG, should be a future classic. And now the fourth and last one, because I can't think of a fifth one, is probably the most obvious one, and it is also children's, I would think, but that is the Harry Potter series by J.K. Rowling. Now these I think are definitely going to be going down as a classic in the future. I mean, already there's a university in England that does the Harry Potter course. Well, it's not a course, there's a English course, and one module is all based on Harry Potter. But when stuff like that happens, you know it's going to be a future classic. And also, I would say Harry Potter is the first book that adults weren't afraid to read in public. I mean, yes, they did have to make adult covers, but the fact that adults were reading these along with children and they were enjoying it as well, I think that's what makes a classic. It has to be something that the young and old and middle-aged can read and all enjoy, and not ever be afraid of being judged for reading it. I think that's one thing that Harry Potter has, and I think that's what will make it a future classic. It should definitely go down the whole series, even if it's not the whole series, just the first one. But yeah, Harry Potter would definitely be a future classic. So yeah, like I said, I cannot think of a fifth one. I don't just want to mention any book, I want it to be something that I actually think will be a future classic, and unfortunately I can't think of one. I was going to think of To Kill a Mockingbird, but that's already a classic I think, or it's on its way to becoming a classic, I'm not too sure. But yeah, those are my future classics. What do you think would become a future classic? If you just comment down below, and as usual you can like or subscribe to this channel, and there's also my Tumblr, Twitter, Goodreads, Instagram and Snapchat all linked below, and feel free to follow me over there. Bye!